most proud of?
Building things from nothing and seeing them prosper. But my problem is I would always end it and then start a new one because the excitement was gone. My first big thing that I was like in my mid-20s, I guess. I'm from Winnipeg, and they used to do socials all the time with bands and that. People, they'd get liquor licenses. And I went to see Blondie at the Commodore, and I was like, shit, somebody's making a hell of a lot of money here. So I decided to do the first large punk show in Vancouver. So I don't know if you remember, but there was O'Hara's at the foot of Main Street, the old dock. It was bigger than the Commodore. I think it held over 3,000. Anyways, I had a theme. It was St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Hit Someone You Love. And I went to see all the local punk bands like Pointed Sticks, DOA, Subhumans, DD and the Dish Rag, all these. And I got them to agree to play for free because I was putting them on a real stage with a real sound system. And if I made money, everybody would make money. Anyways, I was selling the tickets, and a week before the show, I went to my Nan's house. She read Teacups, and I said, Nan, I don't know what to do. I got to cancel the show. She says, let me look in the teacup. And she looks, she goes, oh my God, Kim, I think Pop should go down. There's going to be trouble that night. I said, Nan, I've only sold 11 tickets. She says, no, I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. So I listen to my Nan all the time. So I go down there just before the show. So they did the sound check and then I went down half hour early, and there was a lineup down Main Street. I oversold the tickets. Like my friend was selling the tickets at the door. He says, oh, we're at a limit. I said, you stop selling the tickets when they're all gone. So he just kept selling. Then there'd be underage girls coming. They wanted to go in, and so they called me to the door. I said, let them in. And anyway, so mid through the show, and it was just chaos. It was crazy. It was so packed. There was a big fight that took off the balcony. They were throwing chairs and tables and stuff. But I went home with a suitcase full of money. So I thought, I guess I'm in the music business. I had a natural high. It brings tears to my eyes right now because I thought I was walking on air and I was 10 feet tall. It was just magical. And there was a big party for me at the top of the Vancouver hotel. It's so hard to even talk about. What I seen about the music business, I thought it'd be easy at that point. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't because of the money thing. It was the way the bands and the management look at their fans, like it's just a dollar sign. And I did it out of love. It was a passion. I did nothing else after that. And my English teacher in high school used to say, when you're going to end it with a bang. So I did.
If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Enhance your life, because it is a gift, and it doesn't last long. I'd say, remember when you were in grade school and you get summer vacation, and it seemed like a year in itself? As you get older, time goes faster. From teenage to being in your mid-30s, enhance and grab everything as opportunity, follow your passions, not just for money, because the direction of your life is basically set by the time you're in your mid-30s. And you could change it, but it's very difficult.
Do you have any regrets?
The only regret I have is not phoning the ambulance soon enough when Tracy stopped breathing. It's my only regret. I lived with Tracy for a little over 20 years. Love of my life. I mean, we never fought. You know, she was everything to me. 5 years now, and I'm just starting to come back to being normal now. But the craziest thing happened last week. Like, I talk to her all the time, and especially when I need help or support. And I was crying you have to talk out loud because they don't hear you otherwise. And I was telling her, I need support. I'm getting lost in this depression. I need you to set me straight. Anyways, in the middle of the night, I woke up, and right by the TV, the cat that I gave Tracy, her name was Angel, she was sitting on the side of the dresser. She was her height, looking out the window with the little pink lips and a nose, but I could see right through her. It was Angel. I sat up in the bed. I was like, oh my God, it's Angel. And then right then, the bark that Sammy, my dog of 17 years, started barking how he barked, the 3 barks when he'd see me. I look up, no dog. I'm telling you. My dog and my Angel, Tracy's cat, came to me. And I got up the next day feeling alive and good. You gotta believe though. And I told you what happened when she died, eh? About the signs she gave me. Well, she was about to go, and I was holding her one hand, and her sister, younger sister, was holding the other hand. Just before she went, she looked beautiful, and I was holding her hand, and I said, Tracy, you gotta give me a sign. I won't be able to carry on otherwise. Most people, when they die, they take a last breath. She didn't, and this smile, it was the most serene, beautiful smile I've ever seen in my life. It was like she was glowing. And then right after we seen that smile, she died. Boom, gone. And I phoned her sister for weeks and months after. Did she really have that? Did that happen? She said, Kim, I seen it. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, I had that smile, and I think about it often. It was like beautiful. It was so serene. Never seen anything like it. And I've had a lot of death that I've had to deal with, especially when you get to be my age. You know, I can feel it almost coming, you know. And it's like, that's why you got to make the most of every minute of your life and make people know that you love them, or because one day, and it happens to everyone, it's as quick as that. I insist, and I really believe that people should really, you know, enjoy their life and, you know, make the right choices.
What is your biggest battle right now?
Well, I've always been a hermit, like a loner. I'm bipolar, and I don't take any prescriptions because I don't like the side effects. So the highs are really good, but the lows can be just paralyzing. And I can also feel that when it's coming around the corner. You know, it gets to a point you don't want to clean your house, you don't want to, the TV could be disconnected and you're still looking at the TV, you just lay there paralyzed. So I try to catch it before it gets to that point, and put up a facade, but sometimes it's very difficult. Like I'll be walking down the street and tears are just coming down my face because, you know, I've had a lot of tragedy in my life, and now I've got the memories, but I try to just remember the good things. But
tell me about your first love.
oh my God, what a witch. She was like very controlling, but she was so provocative and sexy, and oh my God, she used me so badly, and I kept letting her use me. But she treated me like shit. And then when I met Tracy, I seen how, like, Tracy was such an angel. She was so sweet, so intelligent, so beautiful. I was just like, screw you. Like, you know, she's phoned me when my mom had just died because she knew I was getting an inheritance. I was like, are you kidding me? You know, I wasted a lot of time and so many thousands of dollars and delaying on my destiny because of being involved with her. But that was my choice, so I have to live with it.
Why did you stay with her?
I guess I love what she represented. It wasn't anything about her, because there was nothing to love. But that kind of thing can draw people. It's like the devil itself. But, you know, it took a bright angel to make me see that.
How did you know that you loved Tracy?
Oh my God. I remember the exact moment when I was falling in love with her. But this was true love. And I remember when I was younger, I asked my mom, do I have to be married to sleep with a man or whatever? And she said, no, Kim, you just have to be in love. I said, well, how will I know, Mom? She says, you'll know. The moment that I recall, oh my God, it was so powerful. It came on, and we both fell at the same time. We actually broke the bed. beds collapsed. The neighbors came up and said, "What's going on up here?" Anyways, yeah, from that moment on, it was just like, it was such passion and such intense love right from my heart and soul. And it just got bigger and bigger as the years went by. To know someone that long, other than your mother or father or your siblings, it's a very powerful love, and it's so interesting to learn and know someone to that extent, because there's many covers you have to take off, and it's a beautiful thing. Everybody deserves the treasures of El Dorado, and that's the abundance of happiness, more than any gold or anything. It's money, nothing matches it. It's love, happiness, and all the greatest gifts of earth that we're given.
Tell me about the hardest thing you've ever been through.
Two of the hardest things that happened to me didn't really bother me till later on in my life. But the thing that truly has never left me that bothered me is because my dad died on my 15th birthday. And I was the only girl, and I love my dad so much. It's still now hard to accept. But because I was so naive, my dad had given me a lot of direction. I'm not blaming it on that. I think it was something I had to go through. But I was sexually abused many times when I was in grade school. And then when I was 21 and I moved here, this friend of mine, I thought he was a friend, he raped me. Anyways, I was going out with my friends, and this woman I was sort of seeing, she was a lot older than me. She said, "Kim, you're pregnant." I said, no, I didn't want to realize it. So she took me to the doctors, and yeah, I was pregnant. But I was 5 months pregnant, so I had to pay, at that time it was cheap, $500 US for a legal abortion. And I went to the hospital, and I heard all these women screaming, and they came and gave me a needle in my stomach, and I thought, oh, I'm glad I'm not in that room. And next thing you know, because they bring on the birth, you actually give birth, and one of my gold rings, I squeezed it so small, they had to cut it off, and I had to sign a death certificate. And I know if I ever was in that position and was knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have did that. Because my son now would be like 45 or so, and I think about that often. I was just naive. Those two things are very difficult for me to deal with, but I don't tell many people that.
If you were to die tomorrow, would you have any regrets?
That my house was dirty. I swear to God, when I went to St. Paul's the second time, when I had COVID, the bad one, I was looking at all the surroundings around me. I thought I was going to die, like for sure, and I was phoning my cousin in Winnipeg. I was crying. And anyways, I thought, oh my God, what are people going to think of me? My house is a mess. That's the only thing, basically, because, I mean, everyone I love, they know I love them. You know, I'm pretty open book with that. I've followed many of my dreams. You know, I regret not having more time with Tracy and my house being not clean. That's about it.